There's a new design trend that's blowing up right now, and this can be combined with pretty much any niche. That trend is vintage tattoo style t-shirts like this best-selling cat lover shirt that's only 2 months old. Fun fact, a similar trend was predicted to be one of the biggest trends of 2026 in Kittle's 2026 Design Trends report. Kittle calls it trinket design, but as you can see, it's quite similar to the vintage tattoo style design trend. Designs like these are selling really well right now, particularly on t-shirts. So let's first do research to identify best sellers that you can use as inspiration to create original designs for your niche. Second, we'll break down viral elements that best sellers have in common. And third, I'll walk you through a step-by-step tutorial on how to quickly and easily create a vintage tattoo style t-shirt, including a super cool design hack that a lot of people don't know about, so you can capitalize on this trend to make more sales and grow your brand. Also, be sure to watch until the end for a bonus tip. If you're new here, what's up? I'm Adrian, a self-employed entrepreneur who's generated multiple millions in sales across 2 apparel brands, and I help people make money online with Shopify and print on demand. I'm trying to create the most positive and supportive community of print on demand sellers here on YouTube. So if that's you, join us by subscribing and interacting in the comments. I hopped into Etsy to conduct product research, but this particular trend is a little bit tricky because there's not a common name for it. But a couple search terms that I found which brought up results were the terms 90s Y2K tattoo style t-shirt, tattoo style t-shirt, and Y2K retro t-shirt. By the way, if you found any other terms that bring up good results for this trend, drop it in the comments. We don't gatekeep here, so let us know. As I ran these searches, I noticed consistent elements amongst many of the best sellers that we're gonna break down shortly. But first, let's take a look at a few of them. Here we have a best-selling vintage sea animal tattoo style tee. We have this cottagecore tattoo style tee with the Etsy's pick badge. We have this fish tattoo style tee, which has the Etsy's pick badge. We have this best-selling dragon fantasy tee. And here we have another bestseller, this North American wildlife tattoo style tee. But let's dig deeper on some of these vintage style tattoo t-shirts by looking at this sales data. To do this, I'm gonna use Everbee, which is one of my favorite research tools because it allows you to quickly find winning products and see what's trending with real sales data. By the way, you can try Everbee for free by clicking the link below or get a special offer on the growth plan, which is what I use. Let's start by analyzing this Sea Animals t-shirt. Here we can see it has the bestseller badge. It's currently in over 20 carts. And when I use Everbee to analyze the listing, we can see that it's estimated to have made 53 sales and $1,200 in revenue in the last month, and it's only 6 months old. When I analyze the trends graph and change it to all-time sales view, we can see that it's estimated to have made 128 sales and $2,900 in revenue with a 5,300% growth rate. And this is really interesting because this all-time view, it shows us that this design didn't actually make any sales for a couple of months. Then they picked up in July and continued trending upward since then. Next, let's check out this floral tattoo style tee. So here we see it has the bestseller badge. It's currently in over 20 carts. And when I analyze the listing, we can see that it's estimated to have made 447 sales and $7,200 in revenue in the last month, and it's only 5 months old. Here, we can see that the growth rate is down 76%, but still $7,200 in revenue in the last month. Let's check out the all-time view. And this is not too shabby for a listing that's only 5 months old. It's estimated to have made 1,200 sales and almost $20,000 in revenue with a 44,000% growth rate. Again, this listing started at 0 sales, and you see them really pick up in the summertime and into the fall, with sales still remaining very strong. Usually when you see 0 sales followed by a sharp sales spike, it's usually a result of running paid ads, which can make a lot of sense as long as it's profitable. Next, let's analyze this cat tattoo style tee. Here we can see it's estimated to have made 98 sales and $3,000 in revenue in the last month, and it's only 2 months old. Because this listing is so new, there's probably not going to be much more sales data in the all-time view, but let's check it out. Not bad. Here we can see in the last 2 months, this is estimated to have made 131 sales and $4,000 in revenue with a 9,800% growth rate. And check out this beautiful graph, my favorite type. It's up and to the right, which is exactly what you want to see when trend spotting. And just to be clear, it's very rare that you're going to see large sales spikes like this without running ads and just relying on free organic traffic. But here's the thing, anytime I'm driving traffic profitably to my products, I will happily take that all day. Now that we've analyzed and identified a bunch of vintage style tattoo t-shirts, let's reverse engineer the virality of this t-shirt to identify some common elements that this and the other designs have in common that are contributing to this success. First of all, we can see that it's featured on a comfort colors t-shirt, which are really trendy right now. Second, the featured color is ivory, which is one of the best-selling colors for this tee and contrasts well with the dark design and dark background. Third, the design has that collage-style layout with multiple illustrations bunched together in one design. Fourth, it's in that vintage tattoo design style, and the design itself is just one color, which is black in this case. Single color designs tend to sell the best. And fifth, they're using trendy mockups, many of which you can purchase on Etsy. And if you recall, the other two best sellers that we looked at earlier have these exact same 5 elements. Here we can see the Sea Animals t-shirt is featured on the Comfort Colors tee. The main product image is the trendy blue jean color. It has that collage style design. The design is all one color, which is white in this example, and it's featured on a number of different trendy Etsy mockups. Here we see the exact same pattern. The design is featured on a Comfort Colors tee. The main product image is this trendy espresso color. It's a collage style design. The design itself is all one color. And this product is featured on a number of trendy mockups that you can purchase in Etsy. Remember, success leaves clues. All of these details combined are clearly enhancing these products, contributing to sales, and people are clearly loving it. So now that we know vintage style t-shirts are trending and we've seen lots of sales validation, let's create a t-shirt for this trend in 2 steps. First, let's create a design. To do that, I'm gonna hop into Kittl. There are actually multiple ways that you can create for this trend in Kittl, but I'm gonna show you a quick and easy Kittl hack that a lot of people don't know about. The first thing I'm going to do is tap New Project in the top right, and I'll create a custom size artboard that's 5,000 by 5,000 pixels. I'm going to take a screenshot of this best-selling design. I'll drag that screenshot onto my canvas. Let's go ahead and stretch that out so that it takes up more of the canvas. Tap the design and select Remove Background. Tap the artboard, select Smartboard, and input a prompt to create an original design for your niche. I hope this goes without saying, but do not copy or steal designs. It's unoriginal, unethical, and rarely works. Instead, use these designs as inspiration and take them to your niche where ideally they don't yet exist. For my prompt, I said change all the cats to chickens in the same line art design style. I'll tap generate, and check this out. In 10 seconds, it created this vintage tattoo style chicken design for me. From here, I'm going to tap convert to image, and I'm going to vectorize this design so it's just the lines and no white filling. I'll tap vectorize. I'm just going to select one color for this. From here, you can actually change the color to whatever you want. So if you wanted to make it a red design, or if you wanted to make it another color, you can do whatever you want. I'm just going to stick with a black color. Lastly, I'll tap artboard, and I'll create a new artboard to put this design on. Drag the design onto the artboard. From here, you can make additional changes to this illustration, but I'm actually really happy with how this looks. So I'm gonna go ahead and select export, and I'm gonna save this as a PNG file with a transparent background. By the way, I've linked Kittl below, which you can try for free, or get 25% off an upgraded plan with code AdrianYT. Also, I've included links below for all of my favorite print-on-demand tools, along with any free trials, discounts, or special offers. Thank you so much in advance for using any of those links. Sponsors and affiliates support this channel at no extra cost to you and allow me to create more free content like this, which I hope you're loving as much as I love creating it. Step 2, let's add our design to a trendy t-shirt. To do this, I'm going to use Printify, which is one of my favorite print-on-demand companies because it has over 1,000 products to sell, low production costs, and production partners all over the world. You can try Printify for free by clicking the link below and get 15% off your first order with code Adrian15. I hopped into my demo account and I'm just going to tap Catalog, and under Women's Clothing, I'll select T-shirts. From here, you have a ton of different t-shirt styles to choose from, but I'm going to go ahead and select the Comfort Colors 1717, which was used by the best sellers that we analyzed earlier. From the editor, the first thing I always like to do is the color selection. So I'll just tap Edit Tools, select Variants. From here, you can select up to 100 colors, but I'm going to keep it really simple and just put it on the ivory color. Next, let's drag the design onto the mockup. You can adjust the sizing and the placement of the design, and then tap Preview to see more realistic images of the shirt and to see how it would look on a human. I'll tap Save Product. Here in the mockup library, you can see all the different mockups provided by Printify. You can upload your own mockups, or if you have a Placeit account like me, you can create Placeit mockups directly in Printify. Placeit has the world's largest mockup library with over 40,000 mockups to choose from across countless product types, including t-shirts, of course, and they have direct integration with Printify. If you want to check it out, I've included a link below, which gives you 15% off. Lastly, I'd fill out the listing details and then have Printify automatically publish this to my Shopify store where I would market and sell this to chicken lovers. Now, you may have noticed that of all the examples that we looked at, none of them use the print-on-demand mockups. And that's because they don't tend to convert too well, which is why I recommend creating your own. Next, let me show you how to quickly create your own trendy, realistic mockups like the best sellers we saw earlier. I'll hop back into Kittl where I added a mockup that I purchased from Etsy. I'll tap my design, select duplicate, drag it over the mockup. I'll adjust the sizing and the placement of the design. And just like that, I have this trendy lifestyle mockup that I can use on my website, social media, or for ads. And now for the bonus tip. Even if you aren't in an animal niche, you can absolutely still capitalize on this trend by blending this vintage tattoo style with your niche. For example, this best-selling tee is blending the vintage tattoo design style with the microbiology niche. This best-selling t-shirt is blending this design style with the book lover niche. This t-shirt here is blending the vintage tattoo style with the fantasy niche. And this best-selling t-shirt is blending this design style with the Christian niche. A couple other niches that immediately come to mind are the teacher niche, the nurse niche, the mom niche, the fitness niche, the coffee niche, the list goes on. And even if there are others blending this design style with your niche, there are always opportunities to create original designs while blending current design trends. If you're enjoying these design trend videos and you want to see more like this, comment the word trends below so I know to keep them coming. As always, I've created a bunch of free resources which you can find below, including a link to my podcast called the Print on Demand Podcast, where I teach sales and marketing strategies to make money online with Shopify and print on demand.